Year 4, and welcome to our class reader, When the Mountains Roared. Okay, I hope you're enjoying the book. We've nearly come into the end, our last few chapters, and it's certainly starting to build up in suspense, isn't it? So in our last chapter, if you remember, they caught up with the poachers, and it was really sad because the poachers had cornered one of the leopards and who was already injured, and then very sadly they shot the leopard. So really sad, and especially for Ruby, because it kind of brought back memories of that helplessness when she was in the car crash with her own mother, and that sense of not being able to help the leopard and not getting there in time to do something to stop what happened. So quite a sad, emotional chapter last time. Okay, let's see what happens to the leopard next. Chapter 36. The leopard lies on its stomach, a sandy-coloured coat covered in black rosettes. Its front legs are spread in front of it, with its long white tail curled round its side. The coat has a velvet sheen all over, except for the bullet wound in its side. Matted blood clings to the fur. The men tower over it, clasping their rifles. Stinger kneels, touching the leopard's fur. It's not a snow leopard, but it has one beautiful coat, says Guardian admiringly. He removes his sunglasses and rests them on top of his head. Evidence this leopard's death can't be in vain. With shaky hands I grip the camera and switch it on. It whirs as the lens pushes out. I raise it up and focus through the leaves. Wait, Ruby, whispers Praveen behind me. Wait. I press the shutter. Click. The air around me is bathed in bright white light as the camera flashes. The men look up in our direction, dazed for a split second. I forgot about the flash. Get back, I say to Praveen. Toad reacts first. He bellows and charges towards us. In an instant, strong hands clasp around my arms, yanking me up. He tugs the camera from around my neck, breaking the strap and hurls it against a rock. It smashes into pieces. No, I say, rushing towards it. All my photos are stored on there. My photos of Mum. Stinger heaves Praveen from the undergrowth. What are you doing out here? Toad barks. Who are you working for? Yells Guardian, his gaze wild. Are you taking pictures of me? We were taking pictures of animals, I say quickly. I'm practising to be a wildlife photographer. I don't want to get mixed up in another scandal, shouts Guardian to Stinger. You said this was safe. He breathes heavily. Stinger's hands hardens on my arm. Don't worry, he smiles at me unpleasantly. These two won't be any trouble. Praveen is glaring at a mole, who's standing behind Toad, his eyes wide. Did you bring them here? Did you know they were going to do this? Praveen asks. How could you, a mole? The leopard killed most of the flock. I wanted it dead, he replies, shrugging and sticking his hands in his pockets. We live alongside them. We always have, Praveen shouts at him. You should know that. I can't stop looking at the dead leopard. I wonder if it's the same one I met eyes with that day in the jungle, the one that watched me, the one I vowed to protect. I shake Stinger off and kneel next to it, touching the soft fur to make sure there's no heartbeat. You killed it, I hiss at the film star. You coward! His handsome face flushes red. I've had enough of this, says Toad, grabbing Praveen's arms and forcing them behind his back. Get her! Stinger's hands close around my wrists. A silhouette appears on the ridge above us. The long shape of a gun points straight towards us. Grandma stands over us all. Let them go, she calls. Her voice is calm, icy. It sends shivers down my spine. There's a stunned silence, and then Toad laughs. You think we're going to believe that you, an old woman, could ever use that thing? Do you even know which end to point? I'm giving you one more chance. Get away from them or I'll shoot, she says again. Go and get her too, says Toad to Stinger. Stinger hesitates, then takes a step forward. A bullet skims the branches above us. I can feel it whistling through the air. Next time I shoot, I'll be aiming for you, Grandma says. Let them go, says Guardian. stumbling backwards. "But," says Toad, "do what the old lady wants," he shouts, brushing off his leather jacket. While they're distracted, I scramble along the dirt for the camera. The blue memory card is on the ground, half hidden under some leaves. I grab it. It's cracked down the middle. I shove it quickly into my pocket. "Go," snaps Toad, "but don't think you've seen the last of us." Grandma keeps the rifle raised, pointing at them as she ushers us behind her and backs up slowly. "Thanks, Grandma," I say, once we're out of sight. "That was brilliant," says Praveen. "Quickly now," says Grandma, "we need to get back. I don't trust them one bit." "Wait," I say. Katani has run off to the side and is barking at the hedge. He's found something. I bend down and rummage through the branches. Something scratches my wrist. I yank my hand back. "Ouch," I say. Then I see movement and a blur of spots. I part the foliage more carefully this time. Two wide eyes stare back at me. A cub, falling over its hind legs as it tries to back away. "What are you doing?" asks Grandma urgently. "We need to go." I reach forward and grab its soft, warm fur. It opens its mouth and gives a tiny roar, a high-pitched, scratchy sound. It's calling for its mother. It digs its claws into the earth, and as I reach around its body to remove it from the bush, I peer into the undergrowth to see if there are more cubs, but I can't see any, and Katani has stopped barking. There must only be one. "Is that a cub?" asks Praveen in awe. I nod and hide the leopard cub in the inside of my jacket to keep it calm and carry it down the slope. As I cradle the cub, my heart feels ready to burst with love for it. I know everything is just lost. The mountain is silent, apart from howling wind. Thankfully, Grandma managed to get to the rescue. But my goodness, how sad for that poor cub. So poachers who have not only killed a leopard, but left a cub now without its mother. How sad. But thankfully, Ruby has managed to rescue the leopard, and I'm sure she's going to take good care of it and look after it, because Ruby herself knows what it's like to be left growing up without her mother, doesn't she? So let's find out in the next chapter what happens to the cub and what happens to the poachers. Let's hope they get what they deserve in the end. Okay, lovely to see you again, Year 4, and I look forward to sharing our next chapter with us soon. Okay, have a lovely day. Bye.